Chapter 66 to 68. I returned to Tempest after the saving the rampaging Chaos Dragon. Chloe and Hinata also came with me. I had this strange feeling that there is a much bigger threat that is trying to keep me away from Tempest. I knew Veldora and others are here, but still I didn't want to take any risk. Even if the whole world is destroyed, if Shizu and others are safe, then it's worth the sacrifice. As soon as we returned to Tempest, we saw whole Rimuru City isolated inside the labyrinth. We went straight to control room on floor 100. I knew the situation is grim, that why Romulus isolated the city. Rimuru-san, you have returned. You are also fine, Hinata, thank God. And this is Hiro-sama. Shizu was surprised by the presence of her mentor, Mask Hero Chronoa. Chloe, now in her adult form, hugged her tightly. Shizu-sensei, it's me, Chloe. Even if it has been just few hours for us since Chloe disappeared, but for her it's been years since she last saw Shizu. Chloe is Hiro-sama. Shizu was really confused. Chloe removed her mask and faced her. She revealed her all the details, how Hinata was inside the body of Chronoa at the time she rescued Shizu. She didn't told her anything at that time because it could have changed the future, which she didn't want to alter. She had to leave Shizu because Hinata was summoned in the Cardinal World 10 years ago, and same soul can't exist in a same place, and Luminous had to seal the body inside Holy Ark in Lubrius. Shizu hugged both Hinata and Chloe. She have always this thought that Hero Chronoa has abandoned her. She couldn't be more happy that her mentor has not abandoned her, and it was her students who helped her that time. Thank you, Rimuru-san, for saving those two. You don't have to thank me, it was Chloe and Hinata's strong will which made it possible. And I just helped them a little. If anything were to happen to them, I couldn't bear to see your sad face. Shizu-sensei, I really missed you. Hinata's cold demeanor was nowhere to be seen. She snuggled in Shizu's embrace. You have worked hard, don't you, Hinata, and you too, Chloe. I am really proud of my students. As they were engrossed in their stories, Benimaru and others entered the control room. Rimuru-sama, welcome back, he greeted. Along with him were Veldora, Romulus, Valor of Charbitas, and others. You are safe, Rimuru. I thought maybe you would need my help. What is this in your hand? It looks like an egg, but it was aura similar to us true dragons. Veldora asked about the Chaos Dragon core. Oh. It's the core of Chaos Dragon Milam's pet. It would be a good present for her, don't you think? She was quite sad after Carrion lost the final. It's still an egg, but in few months it would hatch. Romulus, take care of it inside the labyrinth. This is the safest place for it. I passed it to Romulus for take care out it. Now then, let's get started with the meeting. Quote, people attending today's meeting are me, Shizu, Shuna, Hinata, and two holy knights Arno and Bacchus, who have returned with Gabaru and Ultima from the town near Great War, Veldora, Romulus and their subordinates, Carrera, Labyrinth Lords and other executives of Tempest. So what's the situation around the world? Quote, situation is really dire, Rimuru-sama. Demon Lord Dagruel and his forces have reached the Great Wall, and we cannot communicate with Diablo and others. Moss has been sent to get information. Even on eastern side, things are not looking good. Empire has started to accumulate their army near the cities bordering Jura Forest. Benimaru revealed the detail. Less than seal. Can you communicate with Diablo and others? What are their situation? I doubt he and Testarossa would be so easily defeated. Greater than no master. I cannot communicate with them. It's like they don't even exist in this plane of reality. Less than. What do you mean? It can't be. Even if they are killed, Diablo can respawn immediately. Then how? Greater than. I cannot saw anything for sure, master. Maybe it's our enemy's special skill. Less than. Even Seal cannot figure it out. What the hell happened there? We don't know anything about the hidden enemies, but they knows everything about us. I think even Dagruel and Eastern Empire are conspiring with them. We can't take any carefree move. If Diablo and Testarossa are defeated, them that means our enemies have multiple true dragons level threats among their ranks, and now that Luminous and her forces has been disappear, Dagruel army would have been taken control over Lubrius. We can't let them move any further. If they overrun west, then we have to fight with Empire and Demon Lord Dagruel on two fronts. Yuki and moderate clown troop have escaped to Ingrasha. We will use that nation as our defense line and stop Dagruel there. Before we proceed further, I would like to strengthen our forces, so I will cheat to provide you all powers. We can't fight against our enemies with our current strength, so I will awaken those who could be. Benimaru, I am giving you those energies to awaken into a true Demon Lord. From now on you will be known as Flare Lord. Seal converted the turn null energy to awaken him into a higher flame spirit Oni. He quickly took those energies and surpassed the 2 million and reached divinity. I gladly accept the title, Rimuru-sama, and will lead the army well in future. Next was Geld. Now Geld, from this forward, you will be known as Barrier Lord. Quote, I gladly accept the title, my lord. I, Geld, promise to do my best to live up to that name. Quote, here, take these, you are responsible for the defense of Tempest. It will help you in that. I handed him a set of equipment, armor and shield set, both god-grade armor. It reacted to his aura and merged with him. Now take some rest. In few days it will fully merge with you. Geld went to his evolutionary sleep. After the evolution he will be a divine earth spirit boar. Next one was Gabiru. I will give you power. Use it well and awaken as the Draco Lord. Unlike Geld, Gabiru's evolution was dramatic. His blackish-purple scales turned reddish-purple, and fiery magicules ran through his body. Gabiru, however, endured the situation admirably. He kept his consciousness only with his spirit, and controlled himself. Woo, I feel full of power. Thank you, Rimuru-sama. From this day forward, I shall call myself Draco Lord. And for the sake of Rimuru-sama and this country, I will use this power to my utmost. A purple lightning shot was released from Gabble's body and roasted himself. However, Gabble's body began to heal instantly, transforming into a stronger body. Gabiru, can you leave that vortex spear for upgrade? I will provide Hihirokane and Kurobe will upgrade this into a god-grade weapon. Quote, it will be my pleasure, Rimuru-sama. He handed Kurobe the spear for the repair. Next Ranga came forward. Well then, from this day forward, you can call yourself the Star Lord. Yes. Ranga roared and accepted. Immediately, a soul corridor was established between us. Ranga, as in my case, began to evolve instantly and the harvest festival seems to have started. Jeeg, my lord, are you sleepy? Then take it easy. There was nothing to be patient about. I put Ranga back in my shadow and let him sleep. Then it was turn for labyrinth forces. Kumara, Adalman and his subordinates, and Zejin and Apito. Kumara was first one. She has gotten 9 names from me for each of her 9 tails and was already superior to the likes of Clayman. You will be known as Chimera Lord. From today onward, I awakened her into true Demon Lord. She already surpassed awakened Gabiru. Go back and take some rest. Quote, it was then Adalman and his party turn. My lord, do you think we are worth of these powers? We haven't done anything meaningful for you. Adalman was hesitant about receiving the powers others have worked hard to earn. Don't worry about it, you can prove your worth in future, just take these gifts. You Adalman will be known as Gehenna Lord. Adalman was awakened into a light soul spirit. His vanguard and pet dragon also received the gifts. You, Albert, take these equipment. I am sure you will be able to use them well and serve as a companion of Adalman. I provided a set of armor and sword of god grade to Albert. He was surprised by the equipment. Yes, this is a god grade equipment. I think you will be worth of this. Sword and armor accepted Albert as its owner and merged with him. You don't have any name, right? So from today's onward you will be Wendy. Massive 20 meters large death dragon, shrink in size and attended a humanoid form. Good for you, Wendy. Our Lord has given you this name. Adalman is really a fanatic, strange individual. Yes, master. God has not forsaken us. Not just him, his whole party is a strange, what god? Then you 3 rest and got used to this power. They left for their evolutionary sleep. Last team of dungeon is Zejin and Apito. Apito as of currently is already a powerful Majin, even superior to Frey and Sky, but Zejin is an altogether a different beast. In fact, even before the evolution he is stronger than awakened Gabiru, Adalman and Kumara. After he evolve he will become a beast even superior to the likes of Luminous. Zejin, you have trained really hard under Veldora and has become a powerful force among the dungeon. I am granting you the title Mist Lord. You continue to guard dungeon and will serve as the overseer of the labyrinth. Zejin suppressed all the extra energy and evolve in front of me. His exoskeleton evolved from adamanitite to Hihirokane, a god-grade metal, and his race is now divine insect, water soul insect. Apito also received the gift from Zejin's evolution. Take this and use them as your new wings. I granted her a new longsword made of Hihirokane and she merged together with them. A new multiple color wings appear on her back. Zejin and Apito left to take some rest and complete their evolution. Labyrinth team was done and now it's turn for the problem child Shion. Finally it's my turn, right, Rimuru-sama? I will gladly accept your gift and continue to serve as your #1 secretary and your personal cook. Quote, you, Don't have to be my personal cook, you are already doing so much work as secretary, there are many people here who can cook for me. I had to hurriedly reject her offer. Anyway, leaving that aside, from now on you will be known as Warlord. Xian accepted the energy and evolved into Divine Fighter Battle Soul Oni. You are next, Carrera. From today forward you will be the Menace Lord. Carrera completed the evolution instantly and evolved into the peak of Demon Race, Devil Lord. Thank you my lord, I will do my best to live up to your expectations. Quote, from this day onwards, they will be collectively known as 12 Guardian Lords and hold highest authority in Tempest during war times after me, Shizu and Shuna. Now that this is done, Kurobe Kaijin, prepare the weapons and equipment for our army. Don't worry about materials, I will provide the required materials, just ask me. As you command Rimuru-sama. We will prepare the best of the weapons. Tempest blacksmiths also started preparing the weapons for the war. We will discuss about the further actions after Guardian Lords wake up from the evolutionary sleep. For today meeting is dismissed. Quote, Zejin, EP, 9 million. Race, Divine Insect, Greater Chaos Spirit, Water Spirit Insect. Blessing, Rimuru's Blessing Title, Mist Lord. Ultimate Skill, Illusion King Mephisto. Benimaru, EP, 7.6 million plus 1.2 meters equals 8.8 meters. Race, Divine Oni, Greater Chaos Spirit, Flame Spirit Oni. Blessing, Rimuru's Blessing Title, Flare Lord. Ultimate Skill, Heat King Amaterasu. Xian, EP, 7 million plus 1.2 meters equals 8.2 meters. Race, Divine Fighter, Greater Chaos Spirit, Battle Spirit Oni. Blessing, Rimuru's Blessing Title, Warlord. Ultimate Skill, Lord of Tyranny Susano. Ranga, EP, 7.5 million. Race, Divine Wolf, Greater Chaos Spirit, Wind Spirit Wolf. Blessing, Rimuru's Blessing Title, Star Lord. Ultimate Skill, Stellar Wind King Haster. Carrera, EP, 9 million. Race, Divine Demon, 7 Primordials, Devil Lord. Blessing, Rimuru's Blessing Title, Menace Lord. Ultimate Skill, Lord of Destruction Abaddon. Ultima, EP, 6.8 million. Race, Divine Demon, 7 Primordials, Devil Lord. Blessing, Rimuru's Blessing Title, Pain Lord. Ultimate Skill, Poison King Samael. Gabble, EP, 1.9 million. Race, True Dragonute, Fair Chaos Spirit, Water Spirit Dragon. Blessing, Rimuru's Blessing Title, Draco Lord. Ultimate Gift, Psychology King Mood Maker. Geld, EP, 3.3 million. Race, Divine Boar, Greater Chaos Spirit, Earth Spirit Boar. Blessing, Rimuru's Blessing Title, Barrier Lord. Ultimate Gift, Gourmet King Beelzebub. Adalman, EP, 1.5 million. Race, Death Spirit, Fair Chaos Spirit, Light Spirit Skeleton. Blessing, Rimuru's Blessing Title, Gehenna Lord. Ultimate Gift, Necronomicon. Kumara, EP, 2.8 million. Race, Divine Nine Tails, Greater Chaos Spirit, Earth Spirit Beast. Blessing, Rimuru's Blessing Title, Chimera Lord. Ultimate Gift, Beast King Bahamut. A week has passed since the evolution of Guardian Lords, they have all woken up from the evolutionary sleep. Preparation for the war with Demon Lord Dagruel and Eastern Empire are going on in a full swing. The army formation and attack strategy has been prepared by cooperation of the executives of Tempest, remaining Holy Knights, Yuki's forces and other Western nations. After Raso family defection towards Giants' army, all Western nations have united and are ready to face the threats of the Giants. Rimuru-sama, I have prepared the armies for the both fronts and come up with a new structure. Please take a look at it. Benimaru handed me few sheets of paper. He has become the commander-in-chief of Tempest, highest position in times of war after me. Let me see it. Quote, First Corps. Rigyur has been appointed as the new general of this corps after the death of Gabuta. He is powerful with strength of A+ after fully equipped with unique great armor and sword. He also can summon a Tempest Star Wolf A+ as his mountain with combined strength of 2, he can even fight an Archdragon. Goblin Riders, 100 members. Combination of hobgoblins fully equipped with equipment similar to the spirit armaments A- and Star Wolves which have evolved into Tempest Star Wolves A+ after receiving gifts from Ranga's evolution. Their combined strength after unification is Special A EP, 120k. Green numbers, 12,000 members. They are all hobgoblins who have gained skills, flame manipulation, and thermal fluctuation resistance, turning them into elemental fire spirit. Their individual strength is B+ with elites among them even reaching A- rank. Second Corps. Geld is the general of this corps. He lead 2 units. Yellow numbers. 10,000 members. These are the high orcs serving under Geld. Individually they are strong A rank. They are also able to unite with Geld to become a single shield to reorganize them into teams and assigned captains. Orange numbers. 25,000 members. Recently born, high orcs, ranked B. They are the support unit of the Tempest army with only 15,000 as the fighting forces and rest 10,000 as the military engineers, logistic team. Third Corps is under the direct command of Gabaru. It specializes in conducting air raids and providing air support for ground troops. Hiryu. 300 members. These are, on average, the strongest unit of the corps. Special A-rank Dragonutes, coordinating their attacks extremely well. Wyvern Riders. 300 members. Comprised solely of new applicants from that evolved into Dragonutes due to the effects of Gabiru's evolution. They are B-rank Dragonutes. But that is not their true strength. Their power lies in their ability to mount the Wyvern and take to the skies. In fact, this division has the ability to completely dominate the airspace. Even within Tempest, they are a secret division. A Wyvern is a B+ rank lesser dragon species. Blue numbers. 2,700 members. Comprised solely of new applicants from the lizardmen that evolved into Dragonutes due to the effects of Gabiru's Harvest Festival. They are B-ranked. Fourth Corps. This corps is under direct command of Benimaru. Kurenai. 300 members. A group of A+ ranked Kijins led by Gobwa, Special A. Due to the effects of Benimaru's Harvest Festival, all of them evolved into ranked over A. Red numbers. 30,000 members. Comprised of various Majins, mostly former subordinates of Clayman. They are mostly of B rank, with a few individuals in the A rank territory. Xian. Personal Army. Terror Knights. 3,000 members with average strength of over A rank warriors led by 3 Dagruel's son Dagura, Liura and Dibara. Royal Guards. 100 members. They are fair Oni originally from Ogre Village equipped with legendary grade weapons. They all have a threat level of S rank EP, 480k 720k, led by the head of guards Konkuro a divine Oni EP, 4.5 meters. They are the strongest force of Tempest after black numbers responsible for protecting Tempest. They all are individually stronger than Clayman. Black numbers. The black numbers are a group of 913 demons, currently composed of 4 primordial, 9 demon peers, numerous archdemons, and the rest are devil chevalier. The weakest are at least Special A with strongest in Special S rank. This structure is good. Now talking about First Corps, let's assign Hakuro as their advisor. Rigure is still inexperienced, it would be better to have someone like Hakuro around his side. What about Eastern Empire? Are there any movement from them? Quote, yes Rimuru-sama, there is heavy military active around the border cities of Empire. It looks like they are preparing for a large-scale invasion. But we are also prepared for them. The worry is about those unknown enemies who are working with Demon Lord Dagruel. If they can trap Diablo and Testarossa, then they are very dangerous even for an awakened Demon Lord. Quote, you are right. Diablo is strong enough to buy time against even someone like Veldora. To be instantly defeated means they have some special skill like Romulus' small world which allows them to create a separate dimension, they must be trapped in it. Ultima and Carrera will also act as the advisors of Second and Third Corps. Well then I am going to see how the labyrinth is working. If you have anything else come to floor 100. Quote, okay Rimuru-sama. Quote, all the labyrinth force has awakened from their evolutionary sleep. In just few days the strength of dungeon has increased by multiple fold. The strongest force inside labyrinth is 10 dungeon marvels comprises of Adalman, Albert, Kumara, 4 dragon lords Euros, Zephyros, Notos, and Boreas, Gozerl and Mezril together, Apito and the overseer of labyrinth Zejin. Even the weakest members are comparable to archdragons. Rimuru went to floor 100th inside the control room. Yo Romulus, is there anything suspicious on our enemy's side? Rimuru, no, there has been now movement of Dagruel's side. Master has placed a barrier above the entire western nation and combined force has reached the border of Luberius. It looks like they are waiting for us to take the first step. What should we do in this situation? Romulus asked. I think we should attack now. If they need any backup we can provide them now, but if we wait and Empire start their invasion it would be difficult for us to give them our support. But before that I want to awaken Beretta as this labyrinth is very important for us and if she stay beside your side she would need more strength. Quote, really? You can awaken Beretta-chan, Rimuru. Thank you. Romulus was very happy after hearing this. You don't have to thank me, you have already helped us so many times. Beretta, are you ready? Rimuru asked. Yes, Rimuru-sama, I will always be thankful for this kindness and prove myself worth of this power. Beretta accepted this new power and evolved into a Chaos Metalloid. Beretta, EP, 2.8 million. Race, Chaos Metalloid. Blessing, Romulus's Blessing title, Romulus Bodyguard. Ultimate skill, Deus Ex Machina, Lord of Machine Gods. Now Beretta use this power and protect Romulus and Labyrinth. Rimuru and Romulus were discussing about the future course of action when a Dryad came to them and informed the movement of Empire Army. Rimuru-sama, Empire has made the move. Their army have left the border cities and are about to enter the Jura forest. Quote, Soe, are you here? Quote, yes, Rimuru-sama, my dark shadow have already infiltrated their army and people from the nearby area are evacuated. There isn't any civilians in the area, our army can face them without outside casualties. He informed Rimuru and other officials about the situation. Very good, then you must Aston keep a tab on dangerous enemies and eliminate them if they appear to the tough for our military. Quote, yes sir, 3 of them immediately left the scene for tough opponents among Empire Army's rank. Benimaru and others came to the control room and preparation for the counter-attack from Tempest began. Near the border of Lubrius and Ingrassia, the combined force of remaining Lubrius army, Western Council and forces of Tempest are gathered near the border of Lubrius. In front of them are the armies of Demon Lord Dagruel and Rosso's family. The attack force comprises of 100 rank Holy Knights led by remaining members of 10 Great Saints Arnaud, Bacchus, Litus, Fritz and Guard, 400 Bloody Knights over a rank lead by 3 remaining 7 Great Nobles. 10,000 B+ rank Templar Knights. They are all under Hinata's command. 40,000 Western Council forces with an individual strength of C+ lead by Cian, 5,000 C+ rank volunteered adventurers, 500 over a rank Majins and humans under moderate clown troops. And lastly Tempest force comprising of 2,000 A rank Death Knights lead by Albert, Adalman, Wenty, Valora and Veldora Tempest. Total force, 3,000 A rank warriors, 55,000 C+ to B rank warrior is the total strength of Western forces. Enemy forces. The binding chain titans under Dagruel loomed ahead, their 30,000 B+ rank giants forming a seemingly unstoppable wave. They were reinforced by 2,000 over a rank warriors and led by 5 generals, each with power levels between 150,000 and 300,000, all under the ruthless authority of Basara, Dagruel's second in command. Basara's power was known to surpass 2 million in existence value, a scale of strength that dwarfed ordinary soldiers and even rivaled the mightiest champions of the Western Alliance. Dagruel's 3 main commanders, Dagruel himself, along with Fen and Glassard, were legendary figures, each known for their crushing strength and tactical insight. Rosso's army is a formidable and unnerving force, standing apart in its sheer brutality and augmentation through Mariabel's greed, which exponentially increases both the strength and combat efficiency of its members. This army comprises 3,000 over a rank warriors, each capable of immense destruction, with heightened power from greed that drives them into a frenzy of relentless aggression. Their morale and thirst for dominance grow with each victory, making them even more dangerous as the battle progresses. At the heart of Rosso's forces lies the Blood Shadow Squad, an elite group of 100 warriors each with existence power EP between 100,000 and 150,000. Led by the ruthless commanders Glenda and Lama, these warriors are experts in high-speed, precise attacks and psychological warfare, which they use to destabilize and weaken even the most resilient foes. Their tactics are swift and brutal, focusing on infiltration and annihilation of critical points within enemy ranks, making them a serious threat to any opposing force. The sheer coordination and raw power of Rosso's army render it a lethal adversary on the battlefield, one that must be addressed with caution and strategic foresight. Inside the large gate of the Dwarven Kingdom, about 15,000 soldiers had gathered, 12,000 from Green Numbers and 100 Goblin Riders under Rigier's First Corps and 2,700 Blue Numbers, 300 Wyvern Riders and 300 Hiryu from Gabal's Third Corps. They hadn't entered the cave and were instead camped in the plaza's outer edge. The evacuation of the in-town's residents was completed successfully, and now they were waiting for the Empire's next move. No messengers had arrived yet from the Empire, and there was no recommendation to surrender. However, the people gathered here could feel firsthand that war was imminent. The Dwarven army was also busy preparing for war. The Royal Order of the Dwarven Palace had 7 units, 2 of which were the Engineering Unit and Magical Support Unit. Soldiers affiliated with those 2 were busy reinforcing the gate and constructing a temporary wall. An earthen wall built using earth magic would quickly become harder than a brick paired with fire magic. If it was reinforced further, a barrier as strong as iron would be created. Work on the 3rd wall outside of the gate went smoothly, and by the time it was finished, the heavily armored strike force unit began to move out. Troops of the heavily armored strike force unit, whose entire bodies were encased in magical armor, lined up with nimble movements that belied their otherwise weighty appearance. The war situation seemed to have progressed a bit. Armored Corps Commander Calgurio's confidant, Lieutenant General Gaster, was in his mid-30s and a muscular brute of a man. For this expedition, he was charged with commanding the Magic Tank Division. Lying on his back atop a state-of-the-art command post vehicle located in the rear, he was enjoying the air of the battlefield. There was no change in the large forest that surrounded him, and the path ahead was clear. Gaster, who had grown used to this familiar sight, thought of the fame that he would gain from this battle. I shall overthrow the 1,000-year undefeated Dwarven Kingdom, the armed nation of Dworgen ruled by the famed champion King Gazel. There's nothing more exhilarating than this. Gaster imagined a roaring round of applause. His name would go down in history as a newly emerged champion for future generations to read about. Just the sheer thought of it filled Gaster's heart with excitement. The man who defeated champion King Gazel, the title would be his for the taking. It was a story in the not-too-distant future, a turn of events that was certain to become a reality. After all, Lieutenant General Gaster led the Magic Tank Division, and they definitely had the strength to back up his ambition. The 2,000 magic tanks all lined up with perfect coordination. In the grassy plains at the base of the mountain, Gaster was blessed with a majestic view. A 100 by 20 array of tanks sat waiting at the ready. However, this had already been taken into account by his opponent. Each tank measured about 10 meters long and 35 meters wide, and since there were 2,000 tanks, a sizable space was required to deploy them all. Gaster positioned his division based on reconnaissance that they had conducted beforehand, and it matched perfectly with where Rimuru and the others had expected them to be. Although Gaster was completely unaware of this, he was still an excellent soldier. His exceptional individual fighting ability reflected his position as a lieutenant general. Gaster himself was confident that he could hold his own against an Imperial Knight. The only reason I didn't become an Imperial Knight is because I never have the chance to participate in rank battles. As long as I'm in charge of this division, I'm stuck in a constant state of military action, Gaster thought to himself, annoyed. Needless to say, Lieutenant General was still a high-ranking position. It was a status possessed only by a handful of individuals in the Empire, equivalent to an upper-class noble. It wasn't an exaggeration to say that Gaster's existence was beyond the reach of ordinary people, yet he remained unsatisfied. Eventually, he would replace Calgurio and rise to become a corps commander. And then, he would become a champion. Gaster's ambition was insatiable. Gaster desired not money, but prestige. This was why he volunteered for a decisive battle with champion King Gazel instead of conquering the labyrinth. More importantly, Gaster was capable enough to entertain such aspirations. He possessed the ability to control sounds, thanks to his unique skill, musician, which allowed him to analyze situations in detail by simply listening to various noises. He could also issue specific instructions using special waves, enabling him to command allies even in the middle of a heated battle. It was perfectly suited for presiding over a corps, but that wasn't the only thing worth mentioning. Unique skill, musician, also hid a vicious means of attack, manipulating sound waves and irradiating a target with it. In other words, Gaster wielded the power of a sonic cannon and could destroy cells through sheer brute force. Gaster was undoubtedly one of the strongest in the Empire. HMPH. I admit that the Imperial Guards are strong. But that's only because they have the legendary grade gear given by His Imperial Majesty. I deserve to have such gear. Gaster was confident that all he had to do to earn the highest honor of being a single digit was to wear legendary grade armor. Even though Gaster was immersed in his thoughts, he still kept his guard up during the operation. The atmosphere of the forest changed. The ambient noise that surrounded him suddenly died down. As soon as Gaster noticed it, he began barking orders at the entire army. Halt encampment preparations and get ready immediately. After Gaster shouted his command, he concentrated his attention on the forest to his left. The gentle clamor of animals and birds had disappeared. Even the insects were silent. There was a tense feeling in the air. And then, small footsteps. Furthermore, he could hear the sound of rustling leaves getting closer and closer. The source was far away, yet it was moving quickly. Are they aiming for a surprise attack? It's not a bad move, but they're against the worst possible matchup. Gaster couldn't help but chuckle to himself. Based on what he could hear, he deduced that around 100 individuals were approaching. There had been information that said the Demon Lord's army was gathering in the inn town, and it seemed like that was where they had come from. This was proof that Calgurio's plan was proceeding smoothly. The Demon Lord's army stationed at the inn town had failed to notice the Imperial Army's main force. Left-wing battalion, turn counterclockwise. The soldiers were setting up tents for the camp, but they remained alert given how the Dwarven Kingdom was only 30 kilometers away. Upon hearing Gaster's command, they began to calmly clean up and stored their things on carts that were being towed by the tanks. Soon after, everyone was prepared for battle. Therefore, without a moment's delay to Gaster's orders, the left-wing battalion, comprised of 500 tanks, floated in the air and pointed their bodies toward the woods. And just like that, Gaster and his men were ready. It was almost like they had been waiting. From the depths of the overgrown forest, a single monster emerged, a wolf-like monster with 2 horns on its forehead. Its massive figure was imposing. It was about 5 meters long, and it was comparable to a tank. That monster is most definitely Ranga, as reported by the intelligence department. Apparently, it is the Demon Lord's pet, or whatever the hell they call it, but its ability is equivalent to A+ rank. It was a powerful being. Just one. What are they planning? No, I get it now. Gaster thought about the reason behind this visit. Gaster interpreted this as an attempt to intimidate the enemy with the big monster named Ranga and drain their will to fight. It seems that Demon Lord Rimuru is quite prideful. Is he giving up the element of surprise just to protect his dignity as a demon lord? Gaster said with a loud laugh. The officers chuckled along with that remark, and the nervousness among the soldiers dissolved. The level of tension became just right. Ranga edged closer. As Gaster had guessed, his goal was to negotiate. Ranga finally stopped once he was about 10 meters away, a stone's throw from Gaster and his crew. A woman, who was perched sideways atop, jumped down gracefully from his back, all without making a single sound. Then, without showing any signs of hesitation, she walked up to Gaster and the others. Gaster felt a chill run down his spine as if he'd been hit by an ice blade. Are you a messenger of Demon Lord Rimuru? You came quicker than I expected, but I suppose subordinates of Demon Lords are excellent. So, what can I do for you? The woman returned a gracious smile to Gaster's question. It is my pleasure to meet you all. My name is Ultima. I am the retainer of the great Demon Lord Rimuru-sama, ruler of this land. Now, regarding the reason why I came here to convey the words of my lord to you, if you leave now, I will let you do so. However, if you intrude any further, I will show you no mercy. You already understand, don't you? If you cross that line, your lives are forfeit. Make sure every man that enters is prepared to die. Well then, good day. Ultima finished her words. Gaster, faced with the humiliation, ordered his sniper to fire a magic bullet at Ultima which surpasses 10 times speed of sound, but it was caught by Ultima's finger. So this is what you have chosen, huh? Then Ranga-san, it appears enemies have decided their fate. Saying this, both Ranga and Ultima disappeared in the thin air. Gaster, faced with humiliation and fear, his humiliation succeeded and he ordered his magic tanks to attack at the 100 soldiers hidden inside the deep forest. 20 shells were fired at the enemies, with each as powerful as a nuclear magic capable of killing AA rank dragon with a single attack, but Tempest Army has already predicated it. All goblin riders disappeared into their shadows using shadow steps. Listen up. Crush the enemy with all your might. There is no need to go easy on them. Naturally, that means there is also no need to show any mercy. Use everything you've got and eliminate the enemy as quickly as possible. Benimaru ordered. Tempest Army and monsters were now ready to show their might. Due to Ranga's evolution, all wolves under the Goblin Riders have evolved into Tempest Star Wolves, and with a very rigorous training inside Labyrinth, Goblin Riders have gained extra skill Magic Wolf Fusion, which allows them to fuse with their partners into a werewolf form. Their threat level in this form rises to Special A grade. Magic Wolf Fusion. Rigger fused with his Tempest Star Wolf into a powerful werewolf of S rank, EP 450k. Together with his skills, he is even stronger than ex-demon lords like Frey and Clayman. Goblin Riders, let's show them the strength of Rimuru-sama's army. Destroy these 1000 magic tanks. Hekuro Sensei, you together with green numbers deal with Imperial Army Supply Unit. Quote, best of luck, Rigger. Hekuro together with 12,000 green numbers went to supply unit while Goblin Riders followed Rigger on the assault towards the magic tanks. 100 Goblin Riders who have transformed into a special A-grade werewolf form roared. Black lightning fell from the sky above the tank unit. The black lightning strike interfered with the defensive barriers on the tanks and emitted a dazzling light. The tanks lasted for a few moments, but it seemed their electrical resistance was far from perfect. The crew seemed to be safe, but the infantry unit, which had been in formation with the tanks as protection, suffered enormous damage. The threat of black lightning was not just its electric current. It was much more powerful than natural lightning. Hot. This is causing serious damage to the defense system of the tanks. Everyone, evacuate from the tanks immediately. It seemed like the electric shock caused by the lightning strike could be withstood by the soldiers, but they could not handle the heat. The tanks were much worse off. The tanks exploded one after another. With a loud thundering noise, the tank unit became stationary. While Goblin Riders were busy rampaging through magic tanks, Rigger noticed some powerful warriors among Imperial army. They must be the Imperial Guardians of Empire. They appear to be stronger than normal soldiers. I should deal with them. Rigger thought and went towards two soldiers equipped with legendary set of equipments. You must be the leader of these monsters. I am Alfred 89th of Imperial Guardians and he is Greg 76th seat of Imperial Guardians. A muscular man in his early 30s with a big mustache introduced himself. Beside him was a red-haired young man in his mid-20s. I am Rigger, General of the 1st Corps of Tempest Army. Rigger introduced himself politely. Hey Alfred, let me deal with this monster. You find someone else, this is my prey. Greg said arrogantly and took out his spear and laughed at Rigger. Entertain me, you beast. Quote. Greg lunged first, thrusting his spear forward in a blazing inferno. The ground beneath his feet cracked from the sheer heat, sending molten shards flying toward Rigger. With a snarl, Rigger raised his claw, a pulse of black lightning sparking to life. The electric surge consumed the flames, nullifying Greg's attack before it could reach him. You're outmatched, Rigger growled, his voice rumbled that resonated with the wind. With a wave of his hand, a whirlwind erupted, scattering the remaining flames and pulling Greg off balance. Greg recovered quickly, his spear spinning into a defensive arc, but Rigger was already upon him. In a flash of speed, Rigger's claws tore through the fiery barrier Greg had conjured, slashing the spear cleanly in two. Black lightning danced along Rigger's claws as he drove them deep into Greg's chest, the burst of energy obliterating the Guardian's armor and silencing his defiance. The Imperial Guardian gasped, his body convulsing as lightning surged through him. Rigger's glowing eyes narrowed. With a final swipe, Greg's lifeless body collapsed. You are stronger than I thought. That bastard always overestimated himself, now look at him lying there lifeless. Guess I have to fight you seriously. Alfred merged with a field officer rank phantom and in a blink of an eye, his energy levels even surpassed pseudo-awakened Clayman. Alfred raised his hand, and the weight of the battlefield shifted. Rocks and debris rose around him, suspended in his gravitational field. You think your storms can overwhelm me, beast? He snarled. Rigger smirked, his glowing blue eyes locked on Alfred. With a deafening crack, Alfred unleashed a gravitational wave, the pressure flattening the ground as it surged toward Rigger. But Rigger countered with a sweeping motion of his claw, summoning a violent gust that deflected the force. The winds howled as the two powers collided, creating a shockwave that uprooted trees and sent massive rocks flying. Rigger lunged forward with lightning speed, his claws aiming for Alfred's chest. Alfred twisted midair, increasing the gravity beneath Rigger to crush him into the earth. The ground cratered under the pressure, but Rigger stood firm, his muscles rippling as he resisted the weight. With a guttural roar, he unleashed a burst of black lightning, forcing Alfred to retreat. You'll have to do better than that. Rigger growled, leaping high into the sky. The winds carried him as if he were a part of the storm itself. Lightning crackled around him, and the sky darkened as clouds swirled into a massive storm. Alfred shot upward, manipulating gravity to propel himself. As they met in midair, the heavens trembled. Alfred swung his fist, augmented by crushing gravitational force, but Rigger twisted around the attack with ease, delivering a ferocious kick to Alfred's side. The impact sent Alfred hurtling through the storm, but he regained his composure, using gravity to stabilize himself. Their battle intensified, each attack shaking the skies. Rigger's claws sparked with black lightning as he slashed through Alfred's gravitational fields, while Alfred retaliated with devastating gravitational pulses that distorted the very air. The storm Rigger had summoned grew larger, spreading across the nation of Dworgen and its surrounding forests. Fierce winds tore through the land, and lightning struck with such intensity that distant mountains began to crumble. Alfred snarled, raising both hands. Let's see how you deal against this. A sphere of condensed gravity formed between his palms, rapidly expanding. The pull was so strong that even the storm began to spiral toward it. Rigger narrowed his eyes, his claws glowing brighter with energy. He dove straight into the gravitational sphere, his body surrounded by a whirlwind of cutting winds. With a feral roar, he unleashed a concentrated blast of black lightning into the core of Alfred's attack. The collision created an explosion that illuminated the entire sky, the shockwave spreading across the continent and flattening the surrounding forest. The two combatants emerged from the explosion unscathed, their eyes burning with determination. Alfred charged forward, using gravity to enhance his speed, and the two clashed in a flurry of blows. Rigger's claws met Alfred's gravitational force, each strike creating ripples in the air. The sound of their battle echoed across Dworgen, shaking buildings and toppling trees. Rigger summoned the full force of his tempest. A massive cyclone formed around them, the winds so powerful that even Alfred struggled to maintain his balance. Lightning struck repeatedly, each bolt honing in on Alfred. Rigger moved with the storm, his claws flashing as he struck Alfred from all angles. Alfred roared in frustration, his gravitational powers faltering under the relentless assault. Desperate, he increased the gravity around him to its limit, trying to crush Rigger. But Rigger, unfazed, pushed through the overwhelming force, his claws crackling with energy. "This ends now," Rigger growled, his voice resonating like thunder. He lunged forward, slashing through Alfred's defenses with a devastating swipe. His claws tore through Alfred's chest, black lightning surging into his body. Alfred gasped, his powers fading as he plummeted to the ground. Rigger followed, landing gracefully as the Imperial Guardian hit the earth with a resounding crash. To be continued.